So funny story, I was outlining this video Thursday night and I really just wanted it to be a day in my life and how I manage my schedule. But I ended up in the outline going on this tear about the fear of freelancing and like what stops people from taking the leap and being their own boss and working from home. Like if it's something they want to do, but they're just afraid to do. And I decided that needed to be a separate video, so I think that one's gonna go up next week. So today I just wanted to share a little bit about how I plan my work week and manage my schedule and share some tips on helping you stay productive and write as much as you can while you're working from home. So tip number one, find a routine, but not a super rigid one. I know the conventional wisdom among people who work from home is to really like get yourself a work desk, or if you're really lucky, an office, a place where you work that's your own, so that you can kind of separate your personal life from your work life and you show up at the same time and sit down every day and get your work done just like you would at an office job. Some even advise getting ready in the morning, like doing your hair and doing your makeup and getting dressed in real clothes. And that's totally fine if that works for you, but I have worked in pajama pants for 10 years and it has only made my life richer. I do think that is really helpful when you're first starting out freelancing to get yourself in the mindset every day of, I am going to work. But don't forget, you work from home, you work for yourself. You chose this life as a reason, and I'm betting that flexibility and control and autonomy over your own schedule is part of it. So take advantage of that. If you get stuck, stop working and go take a walk and come back to the work when you're ready. If you scheduled yourself to write a chapter in the morning, but you want to go out to brunch, then go to brunch and write the chapter in the afternoon, so long as you get the work done. Another key is just to figure out exactly what works for you. For me personally, if I'm in the drafting phase of a book, I have to do it in the morning. For some reason, afternoon, my ability to focus on a draft just goes out the window. So my mornings are for drafting, my afternoons are for revising, copy editing, editing my YouTube videos, pretty much anything else that's on my to-do list. Tip number two, keep your schedule flexible. I used to make the mistake of really rigidly trying to plan out every single project. So if I had a book due in 2 months, I would plan out every single day. This day, write 2,000 words. This day, write another 2,000 words, and do copy edits on that project in the afternoon. I would rigidly set a schedule. And then of course things would come up and I wouldn't always be able to do the things at the times I scheduled them. And it would just make me kind of panic. So just like with your routine, give your schedule some flexibility too. What I do now is I set big kind of long-term goals for my projects, but then I take it week by week. I think something all authors learn when they first try to go full-time, or even if they just get like a week-long retreat where they get to write every day and they think, I'm gonna write like half of my book this week. The thing we all learn is that you don't suddenly start tripling your word count every single day. That is not how it works. And that's because our daily output on a novel doesn't really have anything to do with time. It has to do with when our creative well, the ideas we have for this book in our mind, runs dry every day, because it happens every day. And you need to give yourself a little time and space from your book to let the well refill. Again, every writer is different, but for example, for me, I can't work on one book for 8 hours in a day. Absolutely not. I have never done it. I don't think I could do it if I tried. So this brings me to my third, Rosa. Okay, there she goes. So this brings me to my third and final tip. The best way to refill your creative well is to take on more creative work. Hear me out. I'm working on drafting 2 books by the end of May. If I had just one book to draft and it was due 3 or 4 weeks from now, and I had to work on that book every single day really intensely to make that deadline, I would probably burn out on that book. But 7 to 8 weeks to write 2 books is absolutely going to work for me, and I know this because I've done it before. The reason writing one book in 4 weeks wouldn't work is because I wouldn't be able to give that well, that creative well, time to refill. I would just be waking up every day and diving into that same manuscript. But 2 books means you have 2 different wells. Next week, I'm working on one book on Tuesday and Thursday morning, and I'm drafting the other book Wednesday and Saturday morning. So on Thursday morning, when I wake up and I open that document, it's going to be the first time I'll have looked at that book for almost 48 hours. That's time that story is going to be sitting in the back of my head and ideas will be simmering. I'll be untangling any plot knots almost kind of unconsciously. So when I sit down Thursday morning to write it, I'll feel refreshed and ready to tackle it. The other thing is, when you work on multiple books at once, you are going to end up at different stages in the process for different books. For example, you'll be drafting one book and you'll be in revisions on another book or copy edits on another book. And outlining, drafting, revisions, and copy edits are all really different activities that challenge your brain and use your energy in different ways. I can't draft for 6 straight hours, but I can draft for 3 hours, and then I can revise another book for 2 hours, and I can spend an hour on copy edits for another book, and there you go, that's a 6-hour workday. So I'm still being productive, and I'm still giving my well a chance to refill. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe in the comments below, and until next time, keep writing.